Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Precious Metal Summit 2018 here in Zurich, and we move on with a mining legend, Rob McEwen, the chief owner and of course also founder of McEwen Mining, is here now with me and wants to give us an update. Rob, pleasure to have you here. Thanks for taking the time.
Delighted to be here. Thank you.
We spoke the last time in April. That's approximately 6-7 months ago.
Yes.
And yeah, a lot of things happened, of course, in the markets on the one hand, and on the other hand with your lovely company. Maybe let's dive a little bit into your Q3 directly. Yeah?
Yes.
Because I saw 28 million is the cash balance down, but I think you did something very intelligent with the money,
Well,
right?
we're building a mine right now, and those funds went into that mine. It'll be up and running in the beginning of 2019, so in about 3 months' time. It'll be producing at a rate of about 60,000 ounces a year at all-in cost of $850 an ounce. So it has a good margin. We've also been exploring at that property, and we've been extending the life. We'll come out with a new resource estimate. We're looking at 8 to 9 years for that mine at the moment. And we've come up with some new targets of deeper rooted mineralization closer to Barrick's Gold, Cortez Hills, Horse Canyon. They have 50 million ounces outlined about 30 miles to the north of us. So the geologists we picked up from Newmont and Barrick, who know Nevada, said, you should be drilling down there because there's a lot of gold possibly. So we've been building the mine and exploring there.
Fantastic. And the results, you got already some, but you will produce some more results,
We'll
right?
be producing much more.
When can we estimate some news
You'll
flow on
get
that?
something, well, from Nevada in the end of the year, the beginning of next year. We'll have results out from our Timmins property before year end. Also some news out of Mexico.
Fantastic. So overall, looked like on your first 3 months in the company, how treated you 2018? What do you think?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. We spent $15 million on exploration in Timmins, which is one of the big gold camps in the world.
Absolutely.
And it was very encouraging. And we'll spend another $15 million there next year because we think there's a lot more to be added. I just put in another $25 million into the company, so my investment in the company is now up to $161 million.
That's a lot of money, I would say.
It's a lot of money. Yeah,
Yes.
I own 24% of the company. We took down some debt in order to build our mine at Gold Bar completed because I didn't want to raise equity at the current prices. I thought it was too low. So we took out straight debt that has no convertibility, no warrants attached to it.
But it's an interest rate is attached to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's the interest rate?
9 3/4.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's the normal high yield aspect, I would call it.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. So the production profile, as I saw in your presentation, also on the fact sheet, you are really growing substantially, I would say, over the next years. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit from the various mines. Also, Gold Bar, of course, will be a big contributor.
Yes.
But also what happens on the other mines.
All right. Well, currently we have gold production coming from 3 sources. And with Gold Bar, it'll be our 4th. So we're in Canada, in Nevada in the United States, in Mexico, and also in Argentina. So those will go from 170,000 ounces this year to 200,000 next year. We have 3 projects that, if they all come together in the next 4 years, will add 50% to our production, so we'd be up to 300,000 ounces.
Wow.
The other aspect that I really like is our copper project, which is about 30 billion pounds of copper. And right now we only have about 5-month access, easy access by car in there. We think we have a route that will give us 12-month access, easy access by car,
Super.
which would alter the attractiveness for a joint venture partner.
Fantastic. And where is the copper project located?
Argentina in San Juan province, so northern Argentina, right up against the border with Chile.
Okay, fantastic. So if we are now at Argentina, how do you rate these days, let's say, the political situation? Because sometimes, here in Europe, let's say the information is a little bit, confusing time to time, when I talk to my friends in the Salta province, for example, in the lithium space, they say, no, we have no problem. Everything is working fine. So what is your take on that?
Argentina, the government's in desperate need of foreign reserves, so they've just they put a tax on exports that they'd taken off 2 years ago. So that's going to have an adverse impact negatively on everybody who exports mineral product. It's only supposed to be there till 2020, but it's going to hurt some of our revenue stream and other people's revenue stream.
Yeah, so you think that will be corrected, right?
In 2020.
Yeah, okay, good. But that's time enough for you.
Yes.
But overall, the political situation, meaning also the permitting and all that stuff, you're satisfied with the situation so
It's
far?
improved, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the government in power is trying to encourage investment in the country. It's just unfortunate that the past policies make it difficult to correct the situation quickly.
Fantastic. 2019,
Yes.
what will bring the new year for McEwen Mining?
Ah. Well, I'll ring a bell at New Year's.
Me too. I will open a bottle of champagne for sure.
I'll join you with that.
It can only be better, right, with the gold markets.
I think the gold market is poised to move, and it's already moving. I think that the bull market started in the beginning of January 2016.
Yeah.
If you look at how we've performed, and we're not alone, but the S&P is up 33%, the Dow Jones is up 45%, both really good returns in the last 22 months, but we're up 85%. And most people aren't looking at the gold sector and understanding that. And if another sign that we're in a gold market is the performance of some of the juniors. 6 months ago, if a junior put out good drill results, nothing happened in the market. Maybe the stock even went down.
Absolutely, yeah.
In the last 3 months, I can pick 5 stocks, and they're up between 10 and 500%.
Oops, okay.
So that type of performance is signaling the market now that you can make money in this sector. And with the broad market looking a little heavy and maybe a possibility of a correction, there might be some rotation into this space. We just need a larger audience to realize this. But if you go back 77 years, there's been 8 bear markets in gold equities. And the deepest and longest one we've just come through. And there has been 6 bull markets in gold equities. And the average return bottom to top is 540%. Our market right now, we're up about we're at 170% of where we were at the beginning of 2016. So that means there's potential for a triple just to get back to the average.
And even, let's say, it's getting a bit worse in the European Union, Italy, the bond crisis looks like that might happen, yeah. I mean, gold all of a sudden can start to rise $1,500, $1,600. Then this is a total new game, right?
We're off and running.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. And I mean, you have the right metals. You have gold for sure. You have a lot of copper.
Yes.
Copper is the future for e-mobility, for battery storage, let's say, wire the whole plug-in vehicles, not only in the car itself, but you need to have the charging infrastructure. So copper is the next big thing, I would call it.
Absolutely. That's a wild card in our portfolio, I think. We've got a good balance sheet. We've got great liquidity, large insider ownership, and diversified production base. We trade New York. 95% of our trade is New York. Our goal is to get into the S&P 500. So there's some M&A. We're looking for opportunities to build our production base, build our resource base, and qualify for inclusion in the S&P 500. So Newmont is the only gold stock in the S&P 500. The majority of the gold stocks, gold-producing stocks in the world can't get into the S&P 500 because you have to be an American company to get into the S&P 500.
Okay, and you are one.
We are one. And we're 99% of all the precious metal producers can't get in. And we would be in the next top 3 that have a chance of getting in there.
Wow, okay. What market cap do you need for that?
$5 billion.
Oh, okay. So that's a 5-fold. Oh, now I know why you said 570% is the up market. Okay, I see. Fantastic. Talking about a little bit more about finances. I saw that you have AISC ranging between, let's say, $850 up to $1,200 in your mines by now. How do you see your profile changing, let's say, over the next year, 2 years, now ramping up with Gold Bar, maybe getting more ounces out of the mines you have already copper ramping up, doing more. Yeah, where do you see the development of, let's say, the average all-in sustaining costs in your company?
All right. Just using that, saying getting into the S&P 500, what would the company look like? So I'm going to say we would need to be producing 600,000 ounces a year. Our mine life would have to be 9 years plus. Our cost would have to be in the bottom half of the industry curve. So, and we'd have to have a credible pipeline of new projects that you could see us getting to 1 million ounces a year.
Oh,
and that is where we're looking. So in Mexico, where we're working the project, we are projecting a 12-year life there. In Nevada, at beginning of the year, we'll have the numbers out, and that will be 8 or 9 years. So we're getting up there. In Argentina, it's run by our partner, so we don't have as much influence over that. But they're 7 years right now, so a little less. And Black Fox and Timmins is very short right now, but another year of exploration will have a much better sense. So to get into the S&P, I'd like to see if we could do that in the next 3 years. I think now's the time to be buying stocks, building stocks. But the one caution is you don't want to pay big premiums in the market for that growth. Otherwise, we commit the same error that all the big companies did in the past cycle, where they just disregarded their share owners and issued all sorts of stock, believing if we get bigger, we'll be better. But they got bigger and got worse.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so, we saw a lot of strange M&A activities in the last years, I would say.
Well, if you look at compensation, in the last 7 years, the 15 largest gold producers paid their CEOs, 15 individuals, $695 million.
I saw it in your presentation. Crazy amount. I didn't see that. Yeah.
And during the same period, I got $3.
Yeah. Exactly. You get $1 per year, right?
Yes. But that only started a couple of years ago. Before that, I didn't get paid at all.
Yeah. No, but I mean, isn't that crazy that you reward the people with, let's say, that amount of money on the one hand, and on the other hand, share prices crashed.
Terrible performance. Yeah. And we really have to show that we're taking the person who puts the money up as the most important person in the equation. And I think you do that by being a big investor yourself.
Definitely. I mean, you put the money where your mouth is.
Yes.
And where you work.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Longer term question. Let's assume everything goes well. You are growing the company. You have some intelligent M&A. Could you imagine also to pay, let's say, a sustainable dividend then?
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, because you are one of the largest shareholders, or you are the largest shareholder, definitely. Yeah, so I mean, for you would be also fantastic. Or do you say, no, we want to do that S&P 500 thing, and we should invest everything in our growth, and we want to be there?
I believe you have to pay rent to your share owners. And when I was building Gold Corp, we started with paying a special dividend once a year. And then we paid semi-annually, then we went quarterly, and then we started paying monthly. I'd sat on a board of a REIT, real estate investment trust, and I remember going to the annual meeting and people come up and say, I really like getting a dividend check every month. And I said, well, we could do that too. I mean, the computerized shareholder records allow you to do this quite easily. Why aren't we paying monthly? And we started paying monthly.
Fantastic.
And I remember talking to my mother, and she said, I was trying to convince her to buy a growth stock, and she said, Rob, I like getting dividends checks every month. And I said, but it's growing faster. So I said, all right, mother knows best.
So that's definitely something you would consider in the future.
Definitely.
Right? Super.
You pay the rent to the share owners while they're waiting for the capital gain.
Exactly, yeah. Or as one interview partner said to me, we are reminding our shareholders every quarter that we are still alive and that we are doing good work.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a small yield in McEwen Mining.
Yeah.
It's about 0.5%.
Yeah. So this can probably get higher.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's a goal. Super. Well, Rob, thank you very much.
My
I think
pleasure.
We touched on everything. Really big pleasure as always. So tomorrow we are both together in the mining panel. I really look forward to that for the Zero Investment Night.
Yes.
And then we will discuss about valuations.
It'll be fun.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
George.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Rob McEwen, the chief owner of McEwen Mining. And you heard it well. The company is in good shape. Share price is, went down. I wouldn't say depressed, but went down really like everybody here in the sector. But I think Rob and the team are doing the right things. They are expanding. They are growing. Gold bar is going in production next year. And also the AIC are coming down. He want to do some intelligent M&A, of course. Also, he put again money into the company. That's why he is the chief owner. And this is what I really like a lot, because he's the largest shareholder. He puts the money where his mouth is and where he works. And he really believes in himself, of course, but also into the projects and into the company, what he's doing. So I would suggest really check out the company very closely. And this is a great buying opportunity. Thanks and bye-bye from Zurich.